busy day here at the Gainesville Amtrak station here in Gainesville, Georgia. And all right. The Chinese call it a happy accident. Ah, that felt good. I'm like cooking out here in the morning sun. It's ridiculous. So look, the reason we're here today is I want to talk about this thing here that looks like a head on a cab for a guitar. And this kit, I'm constantly tweaking it, but what I'm doing with this contraption is that I have broken the hot signal coming out of my guitar, and I am actually running the signal through this license plate. Now, the signal comes out, it goes to this Benson preamp here, gets a little kick in the pants, comes over here to the Gypsy Haze, gets a little fuzz, and then it goes into here and comes out. Now, I thought this up when I was originally prototyping the Signal Diverter, and I thought, well, gee, I wonder if I could use just a license plate to run the signal through, thinking that, a license plate was probably poor quality metal. It's a big chunk of metal, and it may affect the sound. So what this does is that it distorts the sound a little bit, it attenuates it a little bit, and it just gives it kind of a trashy personality. I'm not going to do an A and B test here because you really can't hear it over the camera, but I really just wanted to have sort of an in-depth explanation as to like what the hell this head is doing on this cab and what is it doing. So what we've got here is we've got a 12-volt battery, a 12 to 18 volt step up, that feeds this hot one, Mojo Diamond here. Delicious amp. This thing's just crispy delicious. And without anything on it, just, it sounds great. I can turn up the gain. I found that it's really happy just kind of here. We're going to give it some Benson over here. This thing sounds ridiculously good, and I don't know why you don't have one. All right, so then we got a Gypsy Haze here, and it's adding some fuzz because I was just getting a tone from the overall system. It wasn't a feedback or a howl, but it just was kind of there, and this breaks it up. But then it just comes out, goes right in here and direct into this Celestion 1030. But yeah, basically, when I thought up the Signal Diverter, the first idea that came to my mind was, I wonder if I could run my signal through a license plate. I don't know why that came into my head. That's just what was there, along with all the other cornflakes. And I built a prototype, clipped on to several different things, around the house, fork, knife, saw, and this particular license plate, it just had a trashiness to it, just a little trashy element to it that I liked. It just sort of broke everything up, and if I were to run the signal into this, then through the Benson, and then in, you'd hear a lot more distortion, but I'm not going to mess around with that today. Really, I just kind of wanted to have a bit of an in-depth explanation as to what this thing was doing here, why it looked like a head, but it wasn't a head. This is actually the head here. And yeah, man, I really just kind of the last couple of days, I added this Gypsy Haze on here. I actually raided my girlfriend's pedal board and disassembled it and tested all of her pedals. So don't tell her, because when she goes to plug her thing in, she won't have any pedals. But it's okay, they're all still there. I can put them back together, baby. This Epiphone Casino, I really haven't gotten into it. I got it a couple of years ago. I dropped it, put a gash in it, and it's groovy and all of that, but I hadn't really found that sort of magic space for it. And again, the haze here isn't really what I'm liking, but it's definitely, as a package deal, it's all coming together. But the idea is that you can weld different things into your guitar's signal path. You've got a ground and a hot wire. The ground goes through uninterrupted, and the hot wire is intersected by the license plate. But it could be anything. I mean, you could put all sorts of stuff like this, but it looks groovy. It's punk rock. I'm sweating my ass off out here because I love you.